Hello and many thanks for joining OBN Horn of Africa. This is OBN Talk Show and I am your host Fanta Ambalede. Today we're going to talk about Irreechaa Oromo Thanksgiving festivity with my special guest Dr. Geremew Huluka, President of Oromia State University. Till the end of our discussion, stay with us. Doctor, very warm welcome to the program and thank you for your time as well.
Thank you for inviting me.
Would you please introduce yourself to our audience, please?
Yeah, I am Geremew Huluka, and professionally I am an anthropologist, and position-wise, as you have already explained it, I am currently working as the president of Oromia State University. And by using this opportunity, I wish all the Oromo society as well as other community who are celebrating Irreechaa as lovely Irreechaa year.
How do you describe Irreechaa and its history?
Yeah, thank you very much. As you have said, Irreechaa is a very big ceremony, a ritual ceremony actually of Oromo society, and it's a festivity. It's more than Thanksgiving actually, and it has a very long history. Of course, different writers describe its history in different ways, but most of them agree that it started before 12,000 years. Like when the Oromos were living with all other Cushitic families of society. So gradually it became very important ritual among Oromo society. And of course, before 100 years, when Oromo society put under pressure from Ethiopian central government, it was declined due to maybe other cultural pressures and the government, formal or informal government decisions. But still, before 30 years, in early 1991, when the federal government structure established in Ethiopia, Irreechaa began evolving. So it has gone through both evolution and devolution. Now it's under maybe incremental evolution, we can say. So in the last 30 years, Irreechaa has increased in increasing rate, we can say, even though there are so many challenges. Especially in the past 5 or 4 years, Irreechaa has become not only of Oromo society's ritual ceremony, but also other ethnic groups from Ethiopia has been joining to celebrate Irreechaa with Oromo society, and even it is crossing the Ethiopian boundary. People from Kenya are joining Irreechaa ceremony. And again, very historical issue about Irreechaa in the last 4 years is the Hora Finfinne Irreechaa has restored to its historical event as well as historical place. So nowadays Irreechaa became more than a festivity. It became very important and meaningful crowd and the social gathering that implies for the unity and love of the Oromo society and the other societies. So more or less you can put the curve like increasing and decreasing, and now currently it is very much increasing.
What value does this Irreechaa have for Oromo people?
Yeah, of course, we can mention a lot of values. Like, you see, even though it is said Thanksgiving ritual activity, it has so many values, like values of unity, values of respect, values of inclusion, values of diversity. Like, for example, when I say values of respect, look, the different age categories, the different gender categories are participating in Irreechaa ceremony, so they respect each other. They go in very mannered queue, and the issue of inclusion. When the issue of inclusion comes, look, the children, youth, the adults, and the elders, the males and the females are participating. It includes irrespective of race, irrespective of age category, irrespective of gender, irrespective of ethnic group. So it is very much inclusive. So it is, you can also mention about the value of unity. It unites all the Oromo, especially in near years, it helped us as a symbol for unity, Oromo strength, Oromo unity, to build Oromoma, to build the nationalism of Oromo society. And still it is beyond, of course, we are focusing on Oromo, but nowadays it is beyond Oromo, and it will help for Ethiopia unity and Africa unity in the future, by the way. So these core values are very important in Irreechaa perspective.
Irreechaa is becoming popular for tourism and investment opportunities. What should be done to benefit the region and the country further in this regard?
Yeah, very nice question. You see, in general speaking, we do have many tourist potential resources as a region as well as a country. Our basic problem, as far as I'm concerned, is that the way we manage these tourism potentials, as well as the way we advertise them, make them to use of them. Like when we come to specific to Irreechaa, as I've said, Irreechaa is a great opportunity in terms of tourism. We can attract so many international tourists if we work on it. We have to advertise. We have to properly work on the basis of tourism science. We have to work on service development of both Bishoftu as well as Finfinne, particularly by focusing on the Irreechaa route. We have to have the Irreechaa route, by the way, in Finfinne. We have to have Irreechaa route in not only Irreechaa place, but also Irreechaa route in Bishoftu also. You see, when you observe the Irreechaa ceremony, people are moving crowdedly. So you can use tourist map and you can maybe make a brand of Irreechaa, both in Finfinne as well as Bishoftu, so that you can attract international tourists as well as domestic tourists. You can use the people themselves both as a tourist and attractors of tourists, by the way. It needs work, planning it needs planning, it needs management, and it needs very nice advertisement. And of course, we have to connect with other festivals, like if you take Maskal and Irreechaa, it's a week and less than a week time interval between Maskal and Irreechaa. So if we think in terms of country and if we work collaboratively, we can make tourists to stay at least a week in Ethiopia, so that you can harness economic as well as maybe identity issues. So this is a great opportunity. Having these two festivals together is a great opportunity for Ethiopia. So we have to work on how to use in terms of tourism.
As you have been saying, Irreechaa is celebrated on the first Sunday from the finding of the two cross or Maskal, so that if a tourist, when tourists come for Maskal or the finding of the two cross festivity, they will stay for Irreechaa. In that case, they will have a week, which means great for the country.
Yes.
Nice. So you have been saying that it's not, or Irreechaa is not promoted as it has to be promoted.
Yes, of course.
So as it brings or draws together millions of people together at a stage, you are saying that it is not promoted enough. Not promoted enough. Not promoted enough in a sense, originally as Irreechaa. It's more promoted, even from my perspective, as a political arena, as a political environment, rather than as a festival environment, because there are political contentions and competitions to use this Irreechaa ceremony to put the ideology and the political opinion into this ceremony. This is totally wrong. It harms Irreechaa, originality of Irreechaa. Rather than competing to use Irreechaa as a forum for political debate and political naggings, it's very important to leave Irreechaa as original as much as possible and use for tourism as well as heritage maintenance, by the way. We have to be careful in balancing Irreechaa as a source of tourist attraction as well as maintaining Irreechaa as heritage. It has to be maintained its originality
but it has to serve also as economic source from tourism. Yeah, that's why I am claiming Irreecha is not as much as advertised as it has been politicized. It has to be advertised, as well as it has to demonstrate itself as a peaceful gathering of society from all over the world. Because I have been saying that Irreecha is non-discriminatory ceremony or ritual and festivity. So all human beings can join and enjoy. Maybe the Oromo can have the patent right, you see, because they are the creator and the originator of this ceremony. But after all, it belongs to all Ethiopian nations and the nation. It belongs to Kenyans because they are coming to tomorrow. Maybe it belongs to all human beings if we are able to make register in UNESCO. So it becomes a human or all universal resource. So it has to be protected, as well as we have to use it properly for generating economy and tourism.
Irreecha is becoming a platform for showing various Oromo cultural costumes and wearing styles. What should be done to make the best out of it in this regard?
Yeah, of course, in terms of types of clothes, we are observing in different years is progressing to my opinion. You see, maybe before 6, 7, 10 years, it was restricted. Even the government tries to limit the types of clothes that you have to wear or not wear. That was totally wrong. Now it becomes, relatively speaking, it becomes very open, and everybody can wear whatever he likes. And the young, particularly, I want to appreciate the young Oromos and the others, the boys, the girls. They are using their creativity to bring new design and a new fashion without maybe leaving its originality in terms of Oromo traditional clothes. So we are observing different diversities and attractions, but still we have to work on this. We have to do to more benefit from this. We have to use our potential of creativity, especially the young, the boys, the girls. They have to learn, they have to develop their skill. They have to think how to attract Africans, how to attract others. When they come to celebrate Irreecha, they have to buy Oromo clothes. So that is economy, as well as you are making your identity and you're clothing your material culture to be known by others. And of course, the other one that I forget is, look, in the day of Irreecha, many media, international media, are giving attention to, including Al Jazeera, whatever, they are giving attention to this ceremony. So using different styles of clothes in that day means that making the Oromo identity, the Ethiopian identity known to the world. So we have to work on that.
Everyone can see on Irreecha Day that, or on Irreecha festivity, that youngsters, all the people coming to Irreecha wear elegantly.
Yes.
And you will see Oromo culture in general,
Yeah.
not the specific
All types
region.
of beautiness.
Yeah.
Handsome.
It gives beauty for the people
Yeah.
and for the Oromo,
Yeah.
the youngsters, the
Yeah.
people wearing that, and it's great. Let me get you back to promoting Irreecha. What message do you have for the concerned bodies who should promote?
My perspective in terms of tourism is, especially in promoting tourism, is it belongs to all Oromo. The responsibility goes to all Oromo. I am responsible to promote my identity and my culture, so that, yeah, that's my responsibility. But in terms of bureaucratically talking, we do have different sectors, like we do have tourism commission nowadays. They are working, I know, they are working their best to change Oromia tourism activities. Still, they have to use this potential, this opportunity to promote Irreechaa in terms of using in terms of tourism. So the media, the commission, and all Oromo intellectuals have responsibility, and we have to build the narration about Irreechaa. We have to narrate what Irreechaa is, what Irreechaa is not, and the benefits of Irreechaa, and the benefit in terms of even building, nation building, not only in terms of Oromo, by the way. It unites all Ethiopians. It will, in the future, I hope it unites even Africans, because it is originally African culture, African originated culture. So it belongs to the black society. Originally, it belongs to black society, the Oromos, a great nation. So now it helps for uniting Ethiopia, uniting Africa. Therefore, we have to narrate this one. We have to advertise this one so that people from the world come to enjoy, observe, and enjoy what Irreechaa festivity gives them.
Do you think that Irreechaa is religious festivity or cultural festivity?
This is a very important question, by the way. There is a confusion on this. By the way, from anthropological perspective, religion is an element of culture. We define like this. There is no religion without culture. If you go to Bible is full of culture as well as religion. If you go to Quran, that is the same. If you go to Buddhism, that is the same. But faith and religion are different things. It's not religion that saves you, it is your faith. If you believe in something, that is your faith. So religion is more of cultural. So that Irreechaa is cultural. Faith belongs to an individual. I do have my own faith. But culturally, I am an Oromo. I belong to Oromo society. So Irreechaa concerns me. But my faith may be different, because Oromo society is like any society, can believe in Jesus Christ, can believe in Allah, can believe in Waka, can believe in other. It's not immune, Oromo society is not immune to any faith. But culturally, it united us. Oromo is one and the same. So I cannot claim that it has no religious element, but what matters is, rather a religious element, Irreechaa as a culture, as a ritual, as festivity, is more important for the Oromos, rather than focusing on the faith and on the religion. Like, for example, simply because we mentioned that it is Thanksgiving, that you see, you give thanks for. I give thanks for you for human beings.
Yeah.
You say thank you, Geremew. Does it mean that you believe in me?
No.
No. It's respecting me. You see? So, Irreechaa is ritual. Ritual like celebrating birthday. Ritual like celebrating marriage. Ritual like celebrating. We have to be careful as both an Oromo and a non-Oromo. The non-Oromos and who do have maybe who do not have deep knowledge about Irreechaa may say whatever they like. My advice is for the Oromos. The Oromos, as I've said, there are Christian Oromos, but respect Irreechaa. There are Muslim Oromos, that Irreechaa belongs to them. There are Waqifata Oromos, Irreechaa belongs to them. That is very important message that I do have. So I see from maybe social media some individuals claim that that is their right, but my message for them is they don't know Irreechaa. From my hearing, so these guys do not know about Irreechaa. What they are talking is about another issue. which is
They are talking their mind.
Yes, their mind. It has nothing to do with Irreecha. I did have a great opportunity to know about Irreecha in detail because one, I am anthropologist. Secondly, I was head of Oromia Tourism Bureau in some days, and I was governing Irreecha, and I know detailed what is element of Irreecha and what is not. Maybe some individuals try to maybe inject some, in quotation I say, some activities that is not part of Irreecha. That's individual activity, but the government as well as concerned bodies have been trying to clear Irreecha from any non-Irreecha related activities, and I hope they are more successful. Currently, Irreecha is neutral and Oromo culture that unites all Oromo, now uniting other ethnic groups and other Africans. If it were religion, there is no religion that unites all 1,005 million people in one day, but it is non-religion, it is culture. So this is a very interesting issue that you have raised.
What works have been done to inscribe Irreecha on the UNESCO Cultural Heritage List?
Yeah, look, if this question were presented for me before 5 years, my answer was short that Irreecha is part of Gada, and Gada was inscribed, therefore no need of thinking to inscribe Irreecha independently. This was my thinking before 5 years. But nowadays, personally, I am convinced that Irreecha independently deserves to be described by UNESCO.
Because it is a grand festivity.
It's a grand. It deserves now. It become what it has to be. So actually, I don't know what Oromia Culture Bureau is doing. I have to reserve this question for them, but it has to be, the work has to be done to prescribe, describe Irreecha independently as human,
intangible
cultural heritage. It deserves. So I think UNESCO also likes this one, and maybe individuals who are working in that bureau have been maybe doing their best. I don't know. I don't have information, but I hope they are doing, and they have to do, and we have to support this one, and we have to make sure it.
So what do you recommend the leaders and Oromo people in general to promote and preserve this global heritage?
It's very clear. Look, we are not here in a very smooth way. Our fathers, grandfathers, and forefathers have been paid greatly to give us this very big ceremony. Have brought this very important, preserved under so many challenge and pressure, this great festivity. Now it is the responsibility is on our shoulder and the coming generation's shoulder. And on the other hand, nowadays there is a high pressure from maybe what we call globalization, whatever the name. So it is very difficult to preserve your own culture because this high communication technology and the globalization is putting pressure on the young generation. So this is the challenge that the young generation has. But Irreecha, as one of the describers of identity, Oromo identity and the Oromo heritage and the human heritage should be preserved, and we have to work on it. Particularly, we have to, I hope in Gada is a part of curriculum, and one of the topics, and maybe many of the topics in Gada system in the curriculum is Irreecha. We have to teach our young generation properly. Intellectuals should write about Irreecha properly and preserve it. And the Bagadas, Harasinkes should properly conduct Irreecha, and the politicians should take care of Irreecha. As I have said, they should not make a point of contention. It belongs to all political parties and all individuals of Oromo. So we have to protect Irreecha, and the leaders should properly promote Irreecha. Irreecha belongs to all Oromos and all other societies, whatever their political perspective is. So it is the responsibility of this generation, or intellectuals, also the media, like OBN and others, should work on documentary and others to preserve Irreecha. Yeah.
Thank you. This year's Irreecha festivity is marked under the motto of Irreecha is the emblem of unity and brotherhood. What does this mean?
I was explaining this one. You see the values of Irreecha I'm
Unity,
mentioning.
equality,
Yeah,
brotherhood.
equality, brotherhood, inclusion. If you, I think not to exaggerate, I don't see any ceremony which is as open as Irreecha. If you take any whatever religious ceremony, whatever ceremony you take, there is a close. Most of them are, they do have elitist approach. Do you understand what I mean? Elitist approach in a sense, to some group it is permitted, for other groups it is not permitted. Most of the rituals. But in Irreecha case, everybody can do, it is publicly. There is no secret. It is openly celebrated. So everybody can do Irreecha ceremony. The only thing is that you have to go and you have to have grass and you have to go to a river. There is no secret. There is no beyond curtain. So this is the democratic principle of Irreecha. It's the democracy.
It includes all. It
includes
invites
all
people, not
all
only
people. It is inclusive. It includes all people, irrespective of race and irrespective of ethnic group, irrespective of age and whatever gender. And also there is a concept of development. There is a concept of prosperity. There is a concept of hope, as I have said. So all this, it shows unity. So it helps us as a symbol of unity, if we can use. It helps for nation building as well as for unity, for strength. So Irreecha help us. I suggest it help us to unite all Oromo. If you are able to unite all Oromo, as I have been saying so many times, it is very important to unite Ethiopia in the federal system. So Irreecha can help us as a one symbolic icon to bring unity and strength.
So you have been saying that it has valuable assets like unity, equality, inclusiveness, and kind of thing. So what should be done to instill these valuable assets in the new generation?
First and foremost, the young generation properly know itself. Not only for the Oromo young generation, but also for Ethiopia young generation. It belongs to Ethiopia, I say it. Ethiopia is a summation of all cultures and values of groups living in Ethiopia. Otherwise, you cannot think about Ethiopia. There is no single ethnic group that equates Ethiopia. So it's a summation of all values and the cultures. One of the all values and the cultures that Ethiopian has is Irreecha. So if someone wants to know about Ethiopia, he or she has to know about Irreecha and others, of course. Irreecha and others. So first we have to know what Irreecha is. We have to understand. We have to know what it is not, of course. We have to know what it is. We have to know what it is not. Secondly, we have to know its role in different perspectives. So to do this, the role of media, the role of school, the role of family, the role of elders are very important. So they have to work to maybe put into the mind of new generation about all these values and principles.
Thank you. If you have any final message and good wish for the Irreecha festivity for us, you can.
In terms of using our culture in Ethiopia, we do have a problem, by the way. we lack respecting each other. We rather than tolerating each other and looking at the benefit of the cultural activities give to the country, we usually focus on this one belongs to this ethnic group, this one belongs to this ethnic group, this one is better than that one. That is wrong. All values and the social systems and the cultures that are exercised in Ethiopian physical boundary belongs to all Ethiopians. It is a collection and the summation of all these social activities and the values that makes Ethiopia greater. Therefore, having this basic assumption, I invite all Ethiopian ethnic groups, the intellectuals, and all who live abroad, at least if they fail to participate in Irreechaa, to think in terms of positivity of Irreechaa. It belongs to not only Oromo but also all Ethiopians. And as I have said, maybe the Oromo society may have a credit of maybe originating and preserving, but it belongs to all Ethiopian nations. So I invite you all who can join, physically to join, who cannot join, at least to celebrate and think about Irreechaa in that day, and at least to think positive contribution of Irreechaa rather than simply without knowing it, maybe without having information about Irreechaa, rather than maybe making hate speech. It's very important to read about Irreechaa and to maybe watch media to understand more about Irreechaa. More you understand means more you know. The more you know means the more you respect. I want to say I wish you all participants of Irreechaa, all the Oromo community, both who is living in Ethiopia and abroad, all the maybe neighbors of Oromo society, welcome to the Irreechaa and good Irreechaa ceremony of 2023. Thank you very much.
Dear esteemed viewers, we have finished our discussion with Dr. Geremew Huluka, President of Oromia State University. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful and blessed holiday, Irreechaa festivity Thanksgiving.